I got 15 minutes left on this first time, which I spent about half of it talking to you guys, but that's fine. I am okay with that. By the way, as it stands, without part of the book being taken out, which I plan on doing, it's about 36,000 words. I'll flush it out a little bit later and turn it into a novella on the side for Uncle Reed's journey, what all he goes through on one of them. Right now, before that's taken out, the book is at 222,000 words, and I have to finish this outline in the book. I have to cover everything, or most of everything, and tie everything up that I can, that leads off to the second book. Well, it'll be third or fourth by the time everything's taken out. But it's a lot of writing. I've been working on it for a while, and I don't know if I logged down anywhere when I started replotting everything, but I want to try to gather data on how fast and slow I'm writing, because like I said, this book here really hit the nail on the head on a lot of stuff that I like to do, and what I want to do with it, so I can get a good feel for where I'm at right now on speed and efficiency, and then slowly increase. So I'm gonna get back to this. Light bulb. I love these moments. I had a problem that I was trying to figure out. Nymeria, her brother, and her mom are in one place. Dad's in another place, and I was trying to figure out how to get them in the same spot, and I just had a light bulb moment. Yeah. They're the best. I live for these moments. That light bulb moment got me some more info for my dilemma time frame. I had 3 days left to do something. 3 days in the story. John had 3 days left. So now I have more wiggle room. I love it. But it's going to make his emotional state much more turbulent, which is great. I love tension. Tension, drama. Those are the best things for your story. If there's not action going on causing some sort of drama, then you should have something internal going on. It should always be one or the other. Lead to it, grow to it, always throw something in the way. Give him a goal and be a douche. He'd be like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna go get this done. Woo, so much urgency. That's what you want. I'm not sure which one I want to write next. It's either going to be John, POV, or it's going to be Nymeria. And I think it's going to be Nymeria. It's leading that way. It's still part of what's coming up, and because I've got several characters that it switches from the point of view from each of them throughout the book. And right now, I think it's Nymeria's turn. She's got some stuff that she needs to do. And she's a little girl. She is so cool. I swear, this is the coolest character I have ever written. Even against the other versions of her before that I had tried to write, she's even cooler than them. So, it's going to be so cool. Sometimes she frightens me. Like, if I had a daughter like her, I'd be like, yeah, but Lord, what have you done to me? Why? I'd lose my mind. I'd be terrified. They'd have to commit me. I can tell what time is left. And my heart is racing because I know that stupid buzzer's about to go off. And it's telling me to hurry up. Every time. Lisa does its job. 10:03. Haven't started rereading the last chapter. I don't know if I will. I might not have to. I'll probably just read like the last 4 or 5 paragraphs, last page, get back into it, maybe skim through, and then fast draft. I haven't fast draft yet. I'm just doing things to cover. Solutions, basically. So I keep reading this, and I keep thinking about how used to my character was really, and she was more of a victim character than someone who took action. And that was something I have fixed in the new in the new version. I keep thinking about how am I going to up the ante later? Because with her being so young now, and being so fierce and forward and willing to stick her neck out on the line to help other people, and she's just, sorry for the swear word, but she's a badass, even as a child. It's going to be heartbreaking to see her change, and I'm trying to figure out a way to justify that, and that's something that always goes on in the back of my mind while I'm trying to cover her journey, even from other characters' perspectives. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want her to be that whiny little victim character, you know. Oh, I'm so sad because everything sucks. The world is terrible and nobody understands. No, she's a lot more trying to focus on other people and take action. She's a stronger character now, even as a child. I'm just wondering how I'm going to keep that up. I mean, I know I've plotted some new stuff, and I've got one that my working title for it is Forbidden Tower, and I've got a few books after that plotted out, and I don't want her to turn into that victim character again, because that was one of the weak points that when I did my research, I realized it is correct. And I had gotten some feedback on Wattpad on the previous version, the last version that right now it's still up. I wouldn't recommend you read it because, I mean, it's a good book. You can read it all you want, but you'll be disappointed by the time the 3rd book hits because I haven't continued it on. A lot of the stuff is staying. A lot of it's changing. I won't go into what's what right now, but it's just, I'm not happy with the version that's up. It'll be a good example on, you'll see the strong points and you'll see the weak points. You'll notice the things that irritate you will be where I also realized and got feedback on that it was weak. And that's just part of the learning process. So at least it's not like my old writing when I first started and got all passionate about it. Like, oh my gosh, writing's amazing for the first time. Yeah, when my characters interacted, usually it was all capital letters, screaming, slamming doors, and fainting. Those were my crutches, and every story had at least 100 instances of each. So, it was bad. But, I do have a thing I go over with, funny writing that, it covers hilarious things I have found. It's badly written stuff. I actually think it's great to find stuff like that, because when you get to look back on it, and unfortunately I deleted a lot of my old stuff, so I don't have those anymore from mine. All I have is the memory of having been horrified at how bad it was, but then laughing so hard because I had grown as a writer. And I mean, those things are great. I love finding them. And I do share them on my website on 7bloodfire.com, which I'll be going over and fixing the website periodically, making sure it's up to date and that everything is working and growing with me and the upcoming business that I'll be doing. I do collect them and I put them up there. It's not to be hateful toward other writers. When I do collect them, I keep them anonymous. I keep their works anonymous, but I do love sharing them because it's educational as well as amusing. You get to not only laugh at how it's written out. You can always tell the writer meant to say something else. You know what they meant to say, but then just it makes you think about how you're writing your sentences and what it means to other people when you're writing those sentences. You start to realize that having concise language is very important, because otherwise it could read very wrong and sometimes very dirty unintentionally. So, yeah. If you want to check those out, you should. I think it was under a humor section. I will look that up real quick and tell you what tag I have it on. I have right now, the way it's laid out, it's on the sidebar. Whoops. 7bloodfire.com. Yeah, it's under funny writing is what it's called. It's on the side. I've got a forest background. I'll later do my own artwork of a forest background, but that was one of the free images they offered. So I love the style. You can tell it's blue. I noticed some of my colors on my website is not very visually friendly. It was unintentional. I had originally had it laid out with a different theme, and I didn't like the color because I got tired of it. But I love blue, always have, so I decided to stick with this. It's nice, neutral, and kind of fits with what I'm doing. But yeah, so I'll read maybe one or two of these to you real quick because they're great. So you know how people usually say, I swallowed against a knot in my throat, blah, 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 tried to talk past the lump, you know, however they word it. Well, I had one that I found that says, I swallowed the horse in my throat and started to speak. It's the cutest, badly written thing out of all of them, I think, because you picture a horse that they swallowed whole and then started to speak, which I love it. It could inspire a comedy, but there was another one that I have found. I had no right to feel pity on myself. I love these. These things are awesome. But anyway, so I'll keep reading stuff by novice writers and post them, but it's never for malicious intent. I just want to make sure you guys know that. So educationally, it's for everyone to be able to realize we all write bad stuff. We all grow. And, you know, I love finding laughter where I can find it. So, there you go. I'm going to try. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish reading this and then go ahead and start on that. I keep forgetting how much I love the banter between John, Ivan, and Irkov, which is one of the green men from a place called Oakwall. They started off not working together, but then they have to for certain reasons. I'm just going to read a little bit of this because it's really amusing because they annoy each other, but yet they're basically kind of sort of after the same. So, John and Irkov looked at one another, and Irkov sighed. 7 knotted oaks, but what luck! He waved at the talks near the gate. Maybe if they can get in without killing each other, we can too. They're burning everything close to the wall without any regard for loss of life, said John. This is probably going to go badly, Irkov. We need to be careful here. Your plan was to get in unnoticed, Irkov hissed. How do you plan to do such a thing in this crisis, and without us getting killed? I am no coward, but I am not stupid either. There is little possibility for us here, and there are so many weary-worn. If one catches fire, the others might as well, and then everyone's going to run about screaming and on fire. He waved at the refugees who were rushing toward a small creek and hauling buckets of water toward the fires. None of the enforcers were helping, which struck John as a little more than odd. Well, it looks as like they're about to go to war, said John, worried about the refugees. The weary-worn are going to get killed if no one gets them to move out of the way move away from the walls, away from these negotiations. Irkov frowned, and then he cleared his throat. The weary-worn do not matter to either side here, Doctor. The enforcers are here for something they hold more important. Your guild is the only one who wants to help every unfortunate soul. So, like, you can tell they're tense and they don't really agree 100% with each other, but it gets funnier as it goes. I love it. Even with the little bits where it's not obvious, you can still tell there's tension between them. So in the middle of this, I wanted to jump off, and I was like, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. A fix for that. Just grab a sticky note, write it down, and push it off to the side. I wanted to get on there and update my website with a new post saying, hey, this is what's going on. But that can wait because I got more important things to worry about at the moment. That's something you will have to get used to if you're a writer and you want to avoid procrastinating too much. Just make a list, put it to the side. Whenever it's time, when you have time and it's scheduled in, then you can start covering the important tasks and then get the other crap out of the way later. So, to do. To do. Update blog. Prepare with new YouTube post. Now I'm back to this. And I feel better because it's not up here. I just had another light bulb. Yes! I live for these moments. Somebody's getting captured.